welcome to Earthworm's Bottomless Cowboy Hat, Episode 2. Good morning, CheeseCoat.
Good morning, Earthworm.
How's it hanging?
Going pretty good. This episode is sponsored by Papa Gennaro's Pizza. I'm sure you've all tried it. Use code Earthworm at checkout to receive 10% off your order. Try their new The 12 Peas Pizza, featuring provolone, pepperoni, portobello, parsley, prosciutto, prawns, parmesan, peanuts, pecans, peas, and finished off with a dash of pepper, all atop a bed of rich pesto. Order today from one of their 4 convenient nationwide locations. Not close to one? They'll send one to you in the mail. Order by noon and receive it within 5 business days. Papa Gennaro's, where our customers aren't just customers, they're family. Which is a weird slogan considering Grandma never made me pay for pizzas growing up.
No, I get that. I get that.
So what's on the docket today here?
Well, we've got a few things going on. We're going to talk about the bee's knees today.
We are.
We'll get to that when we get to it. Before we actually get into anything, something's been bugging me here. I was hoping I could vent to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a ventable guy.
Pete Dry Rub.
Our manager. Yes.
Yes. It's actually our manager's nephew.
Yes.
Yes. I think we got to get this off our chest. Can you tell our listeners what he's been up to here?
Well, I feel like personally he's been trying to sabotage our careers. He's been our manager's nephew for as long as we've had our manager, and he is constantly trying to get in the way of our fame. Now that we're growing, he's really trying to latch on, one of those people that just try to latch on to the fame of others. And yeah, I don't know how to deal with him. He's been constantly trying to butt into our live shows, trying to get airtime. He's been a thorn in our side, and I hate to say that, but you got to call a spade a spade.
Right. No, he's been leaving me threatening emails.
I'll progress to that. Yeah, I haven't gotten those yet, but I'm sure. I also haven't checked my email in about 3 weeks, but I'm sure there's some in there.
Yeah, I would check that if I were you. I mean, he's left me, gosh, it's been at least 3 now over the past 3 hours. It's getting a little
What kind of stuff is he saying? Like, how threatening is it?
I mean, it starts off pretty, innocent enough. It's saying that he's going to invade my house at night. And then
that is innocent.
Yeah, and then it's escalated to him coming in and destroying my computer.
Oh. That is
so bad. And he knows what's on the computer, which is all of our Coldman 5 data and our entire history is on our computers.
Yes, it is. We need to alert the proper authorities, I think.
Yeah, for the listeners who don't know, our manager used to be a man named Donnie Floorboard.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one who helped launch we had a book come out called Dust to Dust. And he helped us. Yeah, he helped us get that out there. And I think it probably started there because, what was his name again? Pete Dry Rub?
Yeah, Pete Dry Rub.
Yeah, he was like Donnie Floorboard's nephew. So he would sneak into Donnie Floorboard's office at night. And
see our new material.
Right.
In
fact, he became obsessed with us, really.
Yeah, he did, and he's the one that leaked LOL a month before it came out. We found out that he was the culprit.
Right. I remember that. He also, I think, altered a lot of the audio in some of our CDs, so it comes out sounding a lot worse than it initially should have.
He did. All the previous albums were polished and sounded good, and now when you listen to them, we didn't keep the original good files because we didn't think we needed to. Now they sound like crap. He remixed all of our previous CDs.
Yeah, we even had to go back into the files and quickly add extra lyrics just to fill in stuff that he deleted.
Yeah, I remember that. Well, if you're listening, Pete, we're on to you, and so are the police. So you better stop messing with us because, you don't want to mess with Cold Man 5 in the court of law. We're pretty well versed in laws.
Plus, I have friends that are judges.
That's always good to have. I don't, fortunately, but I think I do know. No.
Well, you know Judge Apatow, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I guess I do know him. I just thought his name was Judge Apatow. I didn't realize that was his title.
Yep. No, that's his
like
his
Judge
name
Reinhold, he's not a real judge, so thought it was that thing going on.
He's far from being a judge.
He is.
Well, No, go ahead, please.
I was going to say, we got that out of the way. We'll keep everyone informed on how that progresses as well. The Bee's Knees was just released.
Yes, after 8 years, 8 or 9 years now. It was the last solo album I had put out before our 8-year hiatus.
Yes,
I didn't actually put it out. I didn't really put it out. I had recorded it. It was done and over with, and it just never went anywhere until this past weekend.
Yeah. And
thanks to you. You were the one who made this dream possible.
Well, thank you. I think it's a good introduction to how we used to sound. Oh. And that sound, what does that vague sound mean?
I don't know. That came from outside. I had to close my window.
Okay. I thought it was a signal sound.
Nope. It's one of those situations where you think it's going to be okay, but it's not.
I know those situations quite well, actually. My life feels like one long situation like that.
It is. So the Bees.
Anyway. Yeah, what do you pick as a standout track? Anyone that you think listeners should listen to?
Well, the funny thing is when I named the CD, I purposely named it after the worst song on the CD. I thought that would be right up our alley.
That is.
So the Bee's Knees song, I consider the absolute worst on the CD. But
there are. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, what are you going to say? There are more bad ones, right?
There are more very bad ones. I became way too intimately acquainted with that CD, having to try to fix it up for presentation. But I got to say, two standouts are Sloth Butt and My Body Laughs Around My Buddies.
Yes. Yep. No, those, I do enjoy a little Sloth Butt.
It's a good one. It's different.
I enjoyed it so much that I chose to do an acoustic version at the end.
You did, which is also on the album.
Yes, it is.
I appreciated that as well. That is a good one. It's toned down, so people that might think the original's too heavy.
Right. Which it could get. It goes that way for sure.
It does.
Yep. Another one I personally like is Honest Abs.
Steve, yeah.
Well, and the inspiration came from you, actually. When you did, Magellan didn't circumnavigate the globe. He navigated my heart's circumference.
Yeah.
Is that what the song was called? Yeah, I liked that you twisted history into a nonsensical 2.5-minute song. So I thought I would do the same.
I got and twisted into a 5-minute song. I think it's like 5.
Yeah,
maybe
it was longer than it should have been, for sure.
Yeah.
The whole song ends up coming around dealing with Abraham Lincoln being attracted to people of his own gender.
Yes, I remember. It is interesting. I mean, it's a good twist on history.
I also like Alpaca Bag for Us. It was written specifically to sound like a single, so I think it has the catchiness already.
I've got to be honest, I totally forget that one, but...
Yeah, it was the first track on the CD, I think.
Gotcha.
Actually, I can't even remember a whole lot of the tracks. I think I phoned it in on most of them.
Yeah, it has that feel, but, a couple snuck through that were good.
Right. And,
it's still worth a listen for the Cold Man 5 Completist, which I'm sure there are some out there, maybe.
There might be one or two.
Or a few.
Right. What else do you want to know about that CD?
Oh, good question. Well, first of all, we have a lot of other unreleased material. I want to put that out there because this is the first CD that we released of unreleased material, and it's definitely not going to be the last.
So, what do you mean by that? That's very cryptic of you.
Well, I thought I kind of made it clear, but there are other CDs. Well, not really. I guess there are whole CDs that didn't make it, like Wedgwood Academy, but some of those are best to stay buried.
Absolutely.
But we do have, and I still wanted to talk to you about releasing them. We have probably 30 tracks that weren't a part of any CD that mostly you recorded, I think, out of boredom that just haven't seen the light of day.
Yeah, I went through a phase where I had a lot more time on my hands than you ever did. So
I think I had just as much time on my hands. I guess I wasted it all on different things.
And I wasted it on making songs that never went anywhere.
But there are a couple classics in there.
Yeah, every 7 turds, there's at least one golden nugget sitting there.
That's the saying. And like the Pointless Journey of Dr. Flabble, I like that one a lot.
I don't remember that one. Is that the one with the sound effects?
Yes. Yeah, the story.
All right.
Told the story.
That's right. Yes, we'll discuss more about seeing which ones should see the light of day.
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, my pants fell off.
Oh, that's all right. We all have that happen sometimes. And also,
all right, I'm all set.
Our producer is making a distinct cutting of the throat motion. I think he's probably suggesting we should stop, but I'll pretend like I didn't see that. We had some listeners. We opened up the door for some listeners to send in some questions that they had for us. So we have a couple questions here that I think they want us to answer.
Oh yeah, yep.
Are you prepared for that? I went through. We got a lot.
We have to be.
Yeah, we got a lot of joke questions, so I kind of phased those out and just stuck to the ones where people legitimately, I feel like, wanted to know the answers to.
Okay.
Gerald R. from Oregon. I didn't know we knew anyone in Oregon.
Ooh. No, I like Oregon.
I do too. He wants to know when we can expect the follow-up to Prince to be released. Do you have any suggestions on that?
I do, actually. You know what? We've been slowly working on stuff every chance we get. I think we finally have stopped gathering song ideas at this point and are working to narrow down which tracks we think are going to fit best on the follow-up. Primps 2, if you will.
Yes.
So
as of yet,
we are hoping. Yes, that is not the title. I'm hoping early in 2021 we can get this sucker released.
I think that's a good timetable. And also, I ignored I got to get back to you on that. Speaking of which, you did send me the list of ones we should focus on, and I completely ignored that. So
no, I assumed.
My apologies on that. I will get back to you today because I did forget about that. But
that is all right. I do think that we're going to have a very strong follow-up to Primps for sure.
I do too. We've been talking about it, and everyone says this about their. Every musician says this about their new CD. But I honestly have to say that it's better than Primps, which I thought was good for us.
Yeah, for us, absolutely. Kind of opens up another question I was going to ask if I'm allowed to write in.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I was having a discussion the other day with somebody because we had one of our songs going, or at least we were talking about it. I don't remember. But she said, I said, this is one of our good ones. And she said, I thought the point was not to be good. How is it good? So could you help me figure out where the line is drawn as far as good and bad Cold Man 5 songs go when the whole goal is to be bad?
Well, that's true. I think it's, good within our context. So I guess maybe so bad that it's good would be like a good criteria for that. None of our songs are really good, but I think there are some that stand out because they're actually catchy despite the badness. So I think that's a good assumption for that, or a good explanation.
Right. Oh, did you hear that?
I did. What's that one?
That means that the conversation for that has come to an end.
We have the abrupt end signal. I like that.
Yeah. So I guess that means we got to get back to the listener questions. Was there more? Were there more?
There was. I did have another one. Reginald P. from Saskatchewan. So we have people not in the United States that tune in. That's good to know. Global fan base.
I like the globe.
He wants to know, how did you come up with your names, Earthworm and Cowboy Hat and CheeseCoat MacTafferson? I'm going to start that off.
All right. Oh, I thought you said you were going to start it off.
Oh, well, I can start it off. For me, it was easy because that's my legal name, so I just rolled with it. I was going to do a stage name, but I thought, I think this will be fitting.
Yeah.
And so that was easy for me there, Reginald. Thanks for the question. What about you?
Well, when I was born, my name was Earth Hat. So I figured I'd just kind of make more sense and add Earthworm, Cowboy Hat, and then I realized that's just two different words. So I put in right in the middle.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Plus, I'm deathly afraid of earthworms, so it only makes sense.
That is a weird phobia of yours. But we all have our weird. We all have our weird fears. I'm terrified of paper clips. I remember when. Do you remember when you got hung to the wall in paper clips in elementary school? Yeah, and I think that's probably what started it, because before I wasn't, I was indifferent. I just thought they were an office supply. But then after that, I realized that they could be used for evil. And I think ever since then, I've been deathly afraid of them. More so now because I feel like, it's 2020. Nobody uses them anymore. No one should. Everything's pretty much digital. So that's also terrifying that they've been lingering around for far too long.
Speak about digital, does it creep you out when you're writing an email and there's a paperclip icon at the bottom to attach something?
Yes. Even Oof. Digital paperclips.
They can't let you, whatever.
Live my life to the fullest? No, they can't. And even that one is, even the digital ones. I'll have to I have the windows set up so that I can't see the bottom of the email composing page where the paper clip is.
Right.
So, but then, what started your phobia of earthworms?
When I was little, there was a giant earthworm that came out of the ground and swallowed me. I hadn't clipped my nails in several weeks, so I was able to scrape through the side and come out. And ever since then, I've been terrified.
Makes sense.
It was a traumatic experience I had.
Yeah, if anything ate me, I think I would probably be scared of that thing too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
One more question. I think time's I think time's kind of winding down here. This is from Brimmel P. He didn't list a location, and I'm assuming Brimmel is not a real name. Maybe it is. I don't know.
I like the secrecy here.
I do too. It's very cryptic. He wants to know if we can expect any live shows, in the foreseeable future.
Would you like to address this question? Or do you want me to?
I would. It doesn't matter to me. I think you can expect that, Brimmel. They, obviously, Corona. We actually were booked. Did you forget about that? We were actually booked for a European tour, April through June, I think. So it was going to be massive and really get our career off the ground. But, of course, COVID kind of put the damper on that. So not going to happen this year, obviously. But next year, I think we're planning on at least doing some online shows, perhaps.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's probably the way we'll go about it. Do you want to add anything to that? Do you agree?
I'm hoping an online thing would be great. We've only actually successfully pulled off one show back in 2005.
I think it was actually.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. We did get a good performance there. And every tour we've been booked for since then has always been canceled or mysteriously erased from existence. So it has not given us a good chance to get back out there. Like you said, this European tour was going to be the big moment for us, and of course, COVID happened.
We're big in Europe. So that was unfortunate. But yeah, I think you can expect that, Brimmel P. Thanks for the question. I think it's about time to wind down.
Yeah.
Our producer has been making the throat cutting motions for, I think, going on 10 minutes now. So,
you would think you would have gotten tired by now.
You would. I mean, it's been very consistent. So maybe it's time to listen to him.
Yeah, let's go ahead and listen to him. Thanks for listening or tuning in. We have one listener. We had two. That the second one ended up dropping out pretty quickly.
I don't blame them. I don't blame them.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I would have turned this thing off if I could. This was episode 2. We'll hopefully be back again next Sunday for episode 3. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and Kabaj Have you heard of that one yet?
No, that must be the new one.
Yes, it hasn't even been created yet, so we'll be on that as soon as that will happen.
Nice.
And then you can hear our music on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon. Although we have an Alexa, and I was trying to pull up Cold Man 5 the other day, and she was not getting it. She wasn't understanding. So don't ask. Yeah, don't ask Alexa to pull up our music here. So just search it.
Still in the early phases.
Yeah, and all these links will be in the show notes, so you don't have to worry about going back or trying to remember, because I'll have it right there for you.
Well, that sounds good. You want to end us with a quote, as has become customary?
Sure. Well, you know what? Let's do a Christmas quote here, since this is our last show before Christmas. The elves... Hold on. That I was on the wrong page of my N5 quote book, if you know what I mean.
I do.
Snowflakes are a dime a dozen, but Santa Claus, he's a-comin'.